Welcome to Shop Talk Live, brought to you by Tools Garage. I'm your host, Dave the Car Guy. Join us today as we dive into the world of car care and industry trends. Whether you're an enthusiast or just have a daily driver, we got you covered. Let's kick off today's episode. What's up, everybody? Dave the Car Guy. That's right, you know what time it is. Shop Talk Live. With me today, Carolynn Matheny with Century 21 Real Estate in Valley Springs. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
So, Century 21, we'll start off with real estate. Firstly, what got you into real estate?
COVID.
Really? So
Yeah.
you just kind of started in the last couple of years then?
Yes. Yeah. I'm pretty new. My kids were home for, distance learning, and my son was, and my daughter was 1.5, and I got a friend who was in real estate, and I was like, it'd be fun. I like everything about houses, fixing, selling. I've been in sales, and I was like, why not? Let me try it. So
yeah, I mean,
gave it a try.
That's probably one of the best sales job you can have, right?
Yeah.
The commission's pretty good.
Yeah, it can be.
So you just recently moved from one, I don't know what they call it, brokerage to another.
I did.
What prompted the move?
So I was with Keller Williams, and I love the company. They're very family oriented.
Yeah.
There was nothing wrong.
Agent centric.
Yes.
Yes.
But they were it was too far away for me.
Okay.
I wanted to be more local. It doesn't mean that I can't sell with Keller Williams. It was just harder for me. So I wanted to, find somewhere to work closer to home. I've got 3 kids, so I need, flexibility with their school and close to home. So I made the switch.
Cool. So you're with Keller Williams, and it was a little far away, which means that you were closer to them at one point. When did you move, or did you move to up here into Valley Springs?
Yeah, we moved about 3 years ago
Okay.
up here. And I
you're
tried
a newbie.
Yes, I am.
right.
I love little towns. I'm from Oakdale originally.
Okay.
So when it was way smaller.
Yeah, it
but
is.
I like
It has grown.
small towns, more family feeling, and yeah,
How's Valley Springs treating you?
very good. Very good. I like it.
Well, I'll tell you, you're not, you're kind of new to Valley Springs, but the funny thing is you are kind of a Valley Springian, because up here, what I noticed when I moved here is it's like a quote from, I don't know if it was Saturday Night Live, but it always pops into my head when I meet new people out here. It's like, oh, you only got one job, man? Everybody up here is hustling. They got like 3 different professions, 4 different professions. Yeah. Because I guess in this little rural area, there's not one of everything in the same complex, right? It's a little bit more spaced out. So 3 years into Valley Springs, and I think you already got like 17 jobs. So
yes.
what other things do you do?
Oh man. Well, I'm working on my social media marketing for small businesses up here because they need quite a bit of help. We need to get more connected with each other and help each other. I have a crafting business, so I do craft shows. I have a Cricut, and my daughters keep me very busy.
You have a what?
A Cricut.
Like
It's a machine.
Animal?
Yeah. No,
insect?
it's a cutting machine. So it
okay.
cuts paper, vinyl to put on shirts like this shirt I made, certified chaos coordinator. It's kind of what I do.
Okay. Cricket.
Cricket.
I learned something
Yeah.
new.
I'm also a pilot car driver. So I follow wide loads. And I go places.
You're the traffic jammer.
Yeah.
Okay.
Don't hate me. Hate the guy who ordered it. Okay. And I help my husband with his electrical work on the side. And
He's an electrician.
yeah.
Awesome. What do you do for him?
I run wire. I'll do small things like pull stuff out so he can put it back in. I don't like putting the plugs in.
Have you been 110?
No.
No.
No, I have not.
It's not awesome.
No. Yeah.
So yeah, that's a lot of gigs. What's your favorite?
I still haven't found a favorite yet, really. No, I love everything I do. That's the problem. I can't stick with one thing because I just fall in love with everything. I'm good at when I'm good at it, I love it.
Yeah.
And I adapt to everything and I can't focus.
Yeah. That's that's sometimes a visionary's problem. You know,
Yeah.
we were like, oh yeah, shiny object. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. So yeah, it's what I like I said, I noticed that about Valley Springs. It has a lot of people with a lot of hustle. Because there's kind of a need. I mean, I tell people, I tell select people all the time, I'm like, man, if you really have that entrepreneurial heart and you want to come up and bring a customer service oriented business, you will succeed for sure here.
Yeah.
Because, I've done too many things at the same time, because I'm kind of good at them, but I really know now that I'm only doing one job, I am way better at it than multiple. So man, it's like you see that in this community, and you're like, okay, there's a need for how many different things did you just label off?
Yeah.
So maybe one day you'll find the one that you absolutely love, and it affords you a great living, and you move on.
Right. Yeah.
So we both belong to an organization. It's called the Valley Springs Area Business Association. Much like you may have heard in other podcasts that I've done, we have one in our San Carlos location as well called the Industrial Arts Business Association, because that's where my shop is, in the Industrial Arts District. So out here in Valley Springs, we have the Valley Springs Area Business Association, because Valley Springs is kind of unique. It's an unincorporated town, and the business association is kind of what makes things happen. Whereas in most places, the city council and all that stuff are what make things happen. So it's kind of strange, because we are literally just a bunch of business owners, and we meet and we put a lot of things together. You just joined our association, and you now sit on our board. What how'd you find the Area Business Association, and what made you jump on board?
I found it last year. I came to a meeting. I don't remember how I found that meeting. I wasn't quite in town yet. I wasn't ready to do anything as a business. And then I ran into Jamie at the Christmas craft show and kind of talked to her. I was like, hey, do you need help? Do you need some social media help? Because I didn't see this anywhere. And she goes, yes,
Yep.
You're on the board. Come to our meeting. So I kind of was pulled by Jamie, and there I am. So I like helping. Like I said, I like helping businesses because I can see the holes. I can see the gaps where they need help filling it. And so I like to be that help and bringing more people, bringing ideas, and being a part of this very small community and helping it grow.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. The what a lot of people don't know that live out here is the Valley Springs Area Business Association is the organization that puts on the whole Christmas tree lighting, the whole Christmas parade, the entire thing. And it's literally a board of 6 of us.
Yeah.
So it's a pretty massive event put on by just a few people.
Yeah.
So we would love to grow our membership with business owners like yourself, who can put in a certain laser focused amount of time, because there are so many things in this community that we could be doing that would just elevate it and make it even better. Yeah. But it takes some time commitment and people with a vision.
More people.
Yep. So the sitting at the board, you're in there mostly not as a realtor. You are kind of sitting in there in our board as a social media guru.
Yeah.
And with our area business association, our social media is lacking because we're all business owners, and our own social media pages are kind of lacking and take a lot of time as is. So nobody puts any effort to the area business association one. So it is nice to have you on board because you're seeing the gaps, the holes, and plug them in. But sitting at the sitting at we'll call it at the round table with us, I do feel like you're bringing great value. What do you see this group accomplishing?
I can see it accomplishing a lot. I've got my mom actually does a lot of help in the Cowboy Museum in Oakdale, and so I've watched her do these functions as well. They do a craft show, they do a dinner, they do a lot of functions that bring a lot of that community together to support the museum, and they do fundraising as well. So I want to bring their ideas to us and really get us to where we have this thing that everybody has to come to. Everybody wants to come to this dinner, this function, this, oh my gosh, it's this time, They just did their Cowgirl Luncheon ticket sales. And every year, these people wait in line for hours and hours to get tickets to this luncheon. Well, last year, I think they got there at like 4 o'clock in the morning. First person in line was 4 o'clock in the morning. This year, 8:30 the night before.
Wow.
Sitting there with a TV, just
It's like a
waiting to
Metallica
buy
concert.
a ticket for this luncheon. So I want to bring something like that to here. I want people to be like, oh my gosh, I have to go to this. This is the thing. This is what we have to do.
That is a great vision.
And raising money. I mean, I like the scholarship part, raising money for high schoolers who need help.
Yeah.
They want to go to college, and that's hard to do nowadays. Kids don't want to go to college.
Yeah.
But to be able
You
to
don't want
help,
to drive or do anything else.
Nothing. Nothing. I mean,
sorry, guys.
it's hard for kids. So that's my goal, is to just be able to give back to the community with more scholarships as well.
I thought that part was fun. We've been up here for 6 years now, and open as a business owner for the last 4, and we last year just kind of found out about the scholarship program. So we did it as the Area Business Association, but we also did it as Tools Garage, and I got to go to where they hand out all the scholarships, and it was really neat. It was super cool. We sat in the front row because that's where Jamie was sitting, and as they started this process, they're introducing the kids, and then what scholarship they get, and lo and behold, the people who sponsor the scholarship come up and present it. So useful information. I learned about 3 seconds before I had to go do that we have to come up and present that that award. But it's a lot of fun. You get to see the kids. Some of these kids really earned a lot of scholarship money. It was pretty impressive. Sorry kids, but I make fun of you guys a lot because of certain work ethics. But I've been impressed by a lot of the kids up here. They put in the work. And I 100% appreciate that. So scholarships are super fun. What we did notice up here, as new board members to the business association, is that there are a lot of organizations up here. There's the Boosters, there's the Lions, there's the Rotary, there's Area Business Association, there's many other little ones, and they all have 10 members, 15 members, and they all kind of do one event. We have a great fireworks show out here every year. We've gone every year they've had it since we moved up here, because we found it by accident, and it is awesome. It is awesome. And the boosters who put it on do a great job. I mean, but it takes money to buy all those fireworks, and they had a great barbecue up top, and it takes a lot of money to put that on, and volunteers, and they do an awesome crab feed. In my opinion, it's the energy is great there. The auctions of the dessert become fun and way elaborate. Nobody really needs a $200 peach cobbler, but it's going towards fireworks, and when you pull a bunch of people together, it's fun and exciting, and it's for the event. But after this last crab feed, I noticed on social media, man, everybody was just there was a lot of trashing the event because it was what do you call it, marinated crab. Yeah. So I don't care. I mean, it was good.
Yeah.
I'm there for the
Experience.
for the experience. You know, the crab was awesome. There was plenty of it. The desserts were great. It was a lot of fun, but there was a lot more bashing of the event, and that is discouraging for people. And I'm hoping that they still want to do it, because that, you know, that if they don't do that, we don't get that event.
Yeah.
So I'm really hoping that they do, and if they don't, you know, maybe the area business association has to take it on, and if you want to complain, I'm your complaint department. Let her rip. No, I'm kidding.
Come join, help us out.
Yeah, come join, help us out. So let's go to social media. Because we were just talking about it, the ability to reach people out here is different. So we own 3 shops in 3 completely different regions, we'll call it. Up here in Valley Springs, we really noticed that there's a lot of communication via our media, and like you notice, we're most of us are not very good at it, and the ones that are, you know, they're hustling, they're seeing success with it.
Yeah.
You and I are starting to work together, because, you know, there's a lot of social media stuff that we like to do, and with 3 stores, I find myself, I'm going to do that next.
Yeah.
That never happens.
Right.
So when you look at ours, I'm sure you've checked us out a little bit. What do you see? What do you think you're going to bring to the table for us?
Again, just more. The more you like other people, the more they're going to see you. So getting involved, you know, commenting on other people, making sure that they see you, because that's the biggest thing. If they don't see you, they don't know you exist.
Yeah.
So, and the first place that people go to is Facebook. Who knows, blah, blah, blah. Who knows, you know, where do I go for this? So, you know, drawing that attention and commenting on other people, they see you. So, I mean, just, bringing people to...
being more active in it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's almost like a job in itself.
It is.
Right?
It is.
So that being said, a job in itself, how do you find the time to designate to those 5 different, completely different kind of jobs that you do? How do you find that time?
They all kind of
make it.
give me free time. So when I'm driving, you know, I'm a pilot car driver, so I'm gone and I've got a day and a half to kill. Well, there I can, you know, do a little bit of real estate. I can do the social media, hop on everybody's business that I'm doing and do that little bit of tagging and liking and stuff like that. So being on the road
while you're driving a pilot vehicle?
No,
Carolynn.
No, I'm stuck in LA when we're delivering a train, and so we have like a day and a half where there's just nothing to do. So yeah,
Man, that would kill me.
So
no wonder you got 6 jobs.
I bring everything to do. I bring crafts. I bring my computer so I can do stuff. I can still help my buyers while I'm gone, because I can look at houses and be like, okay, I'm going to have all of these that we can look at on the weekend when I get home, and stay connected with them and still do my job for that. It is hard being away from the kids, but for moms, it's harder being home. That's a full-time job. When I'm home, it's harder to do all these other things, but when I'm gone, it's dad gets to take care of it, or grandma helps me out. You know, my mom helps me out. So that right there
gives you a little break.
It gives me a little break.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That is cool. So, with, you're now with Century 21.
Yep.
Our favorite realtor is there. We met her. She's the reason we are up here in Valley Springs. Big shout out to Darcy.
Yeah, I know you. She's awesome.
She is awesome. We got a chance. She's been on the show. We got a chance to meet her because of weird scenarios. We were looking in Oakdale originally, and we had a realtor we reached out to. She was the listing agent, so she became the buyer and seller's agent. And this home had been on the market for a long time. And we put it in offer, and lo and behold, now there was a couple more. So that put us in in a little bit of a discomforting spot. So that's how we found Darcy. We're like, Darcy, look, we're going to go check out this other property that you have. I don't know you, but this literally pissed me off. So how can you help us?
Yeah.
So she was awesome. She
Yeah.
was awesome. And I'm glad you get a chance to work with her. She is a hustler.
Yeah.
I don't think she has more than one job because it doesn't appear that way, because
No.
she is full throttle all the time.
Yeah. I know. That's what I'm looking forward to, working with her and learning from her, because she's got a lot to teach.
Yeah, she's a machine.
Yeah.
So Valley Springs, you moved out here from Oakdale. What was the main reason? I mean, Oakdale's nice.
Yeah. The market, honestly. We were, my in-laws owned a house in Riverbank, and their middle son was going to buy it, and things happened. They didn't buy it. So my husband and I were living in Colorado at the time, and we're like, well, we'll move back home. My husband wants to come home. So we'll move back into the house, help fix it back up, and see where it goes from there. Well, market went, and they said, we want to sell. So I said, okay, I'll get my real estate license and I'll sell your house. So I did. And we bought a travel trailer, and then things kind of went funky from there. I got pregnant, and the plan stuck. I was kind of hoping things would change a little and take out a little longer, but no. So we bought a trailer and moved to Valley Springs, to their property here, and that's about it. So it's kind of crazy.
That's a wild ride.
Yeah.
So I love it out here. This is my home. I love the Bay Area too. I mean, that's where I was born and raised, and I did have the opportunity, I guess we call it, to move everywhere. I lived in at least 5 different cities in the Bay Area in my span, and I do miss some aspects of it, but man, I didn't really realize, but I'm kind of like a country guy.
Yeah.
I love the trees. I love the openness, and it's hard to describe how it feels, but like I walk in the morning in my neighborhood.
Yeah.
There's no sidewalks. So, you have to be aware. And the sounds of nature, I can't,
Yeah.
it's hard to unbe.
Yeah.
It's hard to unbe. It took my wife and I about maybe we'll call it a year to really acclimate to it, because it was very different.
Yeah.
Things were slower. We've in the Bay Area, you're like, you go to the restaurant and they're busting the table, they're doing your thing, they're taking your order. You're like, yeah. Would you like a drink with that water? Yeah, I'll take one of the. All right, cool. And then when you're done, man, they're
Kicking
getting
out.
the next people in there. It's you become used to that a little bit. So when you come up here, I'll never forget when we were looking. We went into this place that does hot dogs, right? And I'm like, yeah, I'm starving because we've been driving around all over the place, so I can't see anything. I'm going to get a hot dog. 45 minutes to an hour to get a hot dog.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my, this is
Weird.
This is going to take some getting used to, because I'm starving.
Yeah.
And I just want a hot dog. So, but there's a lot of that, and kind of that's why we're here.
Yeah.
So we shouldn't change that too much.
Right.
We just got to find that little balance.
Right.
Like, we're all about speed of service. So we do what we can to get you on the road, get you rolling, as not a long event. Right. So it's different, but it took us about a year to acclimate, because we also were commuting a lot and staying in the Bay Area for the first year or so. So your other jobs, pilot driver, what was that? An ad in the newspaper? You're like, yes, I'm pilot driving.
No, I'm full of great, funny stories. So my husband's father worked with his best friend as big heavy haul, or not big heavy haul, but long haul. And well, then his friend had a kid, and so his kid did what his dad did, and so he was visiting our house, and we had a for sale sign in our truck, and he's like, "Hey, what's up with that truck?" So my husband called him. He goes, "What do you need?" And he goes, "Well, I'm looking for another pilot truck." And he goes, "Oh, well, are you hiring? Because my wife kind of needs a job. I'm always looking for jobs. I need to pay the bills." He goes, "Well, maybe." So he called me up. He goes, "All right, this is the job. We're going to Washington, and do what I tell you." So I hopped in his truck and piloted first job to Washington. Didn't know a thing about it, and literally fell in love with it. It's so much fun.
To your husband, you are a lucky man. If I would have offered my wife a job to take a heavy haul up to Washington and not see her for that many days, I would have got punched in the grill.
We have a really good relationship. We have been together almost 10 years, and we are like, most things were polar opposite. The things that count were the same.
Yeah.
We have, great communication. So
that's awesome.
It works. And it's kind of like a vacation.
Right.
Hotels.
Yep.
Good dinner. Everything's paid. No mommy. I mean, mommy. And I love mommy, but man, if I've
that doesn't go away, by the way. Our kids are older, and we have the grandkids now, and man, it's fun, but also it brings back memories of a lot of work. To parents out there, it's our hats off. That's that stage of life where you gotta put your hopes and dreams aside and be like, I have to develop a great little person. Yep. So it's a lot of work. Yeah. So heavy hauling or pilot truck, realtor, social media, arts and crafts. Yep. So you make t-shirts? Is that what it is?
T-shirts. I actually do baby onesies and kids t-shirts.
What about adult onesies?
I can do it as long as I can order them on Amazon. I got a lot of custom things. And I just got into, they're called light boxes. And so it's like a shadow box. It's like that thick, 8 by 10 or whatever. And it's different layers of paper, and you put lights behind it, and it shows through in different ways. And it's like really stinking cool. So I'm another addicted thing that I do.
And you sell these at craft shows or Amazon or
mostly craft shows. I'm gonna do Etsy. It's just more time consuming, and doing that is another job in itself. And I'm just like, well, I've got too many of those. So that one is really time consuming.
Craft shows take some time too. I mean, you gotta pack it up.
We're getting better at that. I've got it down to a science where I'm like, okay, this totes this, and get it done. So cool. I'm like in and out within 30 minutes.
I never did craft shows. My parents, when my mom was alive, they were doing little, I think it was called the Lace Place. They were doing, when it was big, they would put the lace on little things with little sayings on them and little stuff glued to them. And I remember watching them going, that kind of looks fun, but man, it looks a lot of work.
Yeah.
And as a business owner and kind of car dork, I go to a lot of the car shows, and I'm usually sponsoring an event to help, for them buying T-shirts and trophies and all that stuff. That's what sponsorships are for.
Yeah.
But we're usually in a booth, and there's a lot of work to that. And not that meeting and greeting a lot of people is work, but it kind of is.
Yeah.
There's no downtime.
Right.
You're game on.
Yeah.
We're the best.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's a big job.
Yeah. Yeah. When I first started with Keller Williams, I did this big training, and it was called Bold, and so there was a goal to do a Bold 100, which means 100 conversations in one day. 1 day. And I was like, dude, I do craft shows. I see hundreds of people. And I took that on. And I think I got up to like 70 conversations of real estate. And I got a couple of warm leads out of it. But it's, if I can focus and do the right thing in the right ways where it's not like too salesy in real estate, I can combine those as well and double team, Yeah. So I find opportunity everywhere to do everything I do. It's
a unique thing to be able to strike up conversation. You know, growing up introvert, I had zero interest in striking up a conversation with anyone. And as a business owner, I'm finding that I do it all the time, and it's weird.
Yeah.
It's weird when I look back at who I was as to who I am now.
Right.
But it's you don't realize how many times you need to do that to really get to where you need to go, because you know I'm in an industry where it's not fun for people to come in and have to you know pay to get their car fixed because YouTube shows you how to do it, and you know there's a tool that plugs in and tells you everything that's wrong with it, um, and mechanics are free. So you know it's like you don't really want to pay for that versus you know going to a store and looking at all your at shoes on displays, or you know stuff that you're interested in. You're like, I'm dumping some cash. I'm buying that. It's a different industry, and you have to be a little thick skinned, you know, because
Right.
you have to get through no's. And you know, I read a lot. And a lot of these like leadership self developments. They're like, look, you got to get through the X amount of no's to just get the yes. So look at the no's differently.
Right.
You know, don't be so butthurt about it. You know, you can't take it personally. Most people's first reaction as soon as somebody new is talking to them, they're like, what is this person want? Nope.
Yep.
You know,
Yep.
I think I'm the same way. So I also try not to say no right before I'm hearing anything anyway. So
Yeah.
as a realtor, it's not quite the same position because I would be reaching out to you because I want a home.
Right.
So I know it's going to cost me, and I know that I'm going to spend my money, and you're getting me something, right, that I really want. How do you find your real estate leads?
Um, I have not been good at that yet. I'm working on it. I mean, you can go, I'm going to call it the easy way and pay. You know, you can pay Zillow, and sure, you can make a killing, but you have to have a killing to start. So it is difficult for me because I haven't found that click yet. You know, I'm going to look back on my previous sales. I worked at PetSmart, and my manager says, "Look, you've got to start selling pet training classes." And I'm like, "Oh man, how? I don't know what to do." So I went to the pet training salesperson and I said, "How do you sell training classes?" And she said, "Blah blah 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 blah." And then all of a sudden, I turned in the top salesperson. Now I got to find that again because it's been a while. But it's finding that conversation that's not selling something. I'm not selling something. I'm just helping you. So you've got to find that conversation and the way to get into it besides being, "Oh yeah, I want to help you buy a house." Well, I don't want to buy a house. Okay.
Yep.
There's your no, you know, so that's the wrong way to do it. You have to find the right way to do it.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm still looking for.
Well, conversation starting is really the first step, and the belief that you are helping somebody is also super important. You know, when I was a service advisor on my counter for my company and working for other people, I went to a lot of networking groups, and it's cool because you get to meet a whole lot of different people, industries, and then you get to know them, and you know maybe they're like not in an industry that you would do. Like I met many beauticians and stuff like that, and I'm like, dude, you can't. There's nothing you could do to fix this. But you get to know them, and you're like, man, they got a really good business model. It's sounds awesome. And when I was a service advisor, I'd be talking to somebody, and they would mention something, and I'd be like, hey, I know a person that does this, and I know they were there for me to help with their oil change, but I've referred people to realtors, financial advisors, attorneys, and chiropractors, and I feel like when I see the success that they had, or the experience that they had from that, that's almost, that is not, it's not almost, it's way better than, yeah, I just did an oil change for you. I know I helped you with your car, but that to me is like,
Yeah.
that's a whole nother level. I
Right.
mean, it really helps that person.
Yeah.
So yeah, that conversation starting ability is huge. It's
Yeah.
huge, and you got to listen.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, you have to find it and just listen. And more so, I want to be just building relationships, like you said. I mean, you don't just start out being somebody's best friend, and that's what I want to be. I want someone to be like, oh, my best friend or my friend, oh, you got to use her. That's where I want to be. I don't want to have to just, oh yeah, just use me to buy your house.
Yeah.
I want to be there before you want to buy a house, because there's so many things that you don't understand that go into it.
Yeah.
And helps to know and when to start and all that stuff. But it's connections, it's relationships more than just finding that one yes and buying and helping them.
Yep. There was a network group called BNI.
Yeah.
A lot of people have been through that program, and the philosophy behind it is givers gain, and it's true. When you change your sight line to, how can I get this person to be my client?
Yeah.
You get rid of that to, how can I help that person achieve what they need to achieve with a referral that I have?
Right.
It's a whole different thing. So some of my best referrals were because I just kept loading up this person with valuable people. Like, I would be talking to my clients, and they would say something, and I'd be like, hey, I know a person, and they kept getting good referrals, and before I knew it, I had so many clients that were coming in from that source.
Right.
And it wasn't like immediate.
Yeah.
I definitely was like, man, I'm hooking Carolyn up, right? I wasn't sending you to them in hopes to get referrals from them.
Right.
I was setting them up because I know that's the best thing for you.
Right.
And the weird circle comes back.
Yeah.
And if it doesn't come back from that person, it's going to come back from somewhere. So just know that, keep that in your mind. Always do what's right for the people in your circle.
Yep.
And, it's coming back somehow, some way. Just don't try too hard.
Yeah, don't try too hard.
Yeah.
The harder you try, the worse you smell.
Yes. Yes. So you don't have a favorite thing that you like to do.
No.
I think that you probably do.
Probably.
If I had to hold you to the fire, what is your, of your 4 or 5 jobs, which one, if you had to give them all up, which one would you keep?
I would keep real estate.
Real estate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's still so much that you can do with real estate. So it's not, just selling a house. It's photography. I'm a photographer as well. Forgot about that one.
I knew there was another one.
I know. There's, then, there's still social media to it. There's, open houses. So you get to talk to people. You never know who you're going to meet. You never know who you're going to get to help. So, and there's always something to do. And then I can call my husband for electrical work. So there's still a lot to do in there. And it's a lot of fun. You get to do a lot of things with it.
Yeah. So focusing on the real estate, you can almost incorporate all those other jobs except for pilot trucking into the mix.
Yeah.
I agree. I mean, so in this rural area, what do you're new to real estate, but what do you see in this area in the form of like housing and, buyers, days on market, what makes it different than like maybe the Bay Area where, homes are, it's like this battle to get them.
Right.
Out here, how is the real estate market?
It's definitely harder, I think, because I mean, well, we have a lot more on the market right now, and I think days on market definitely depends on the condition and location here. But it's still steady. It's still, happening.
Yeah.
Definitely more so now. Again, now we're getting a little bit more stable. I think people are getting a little more used to the interest rates because they're not really doing anything. They go up and down a little bit, but we're not going to go back down to where they were. So I think people are adjusting to the new prices, the new interest rates, everything that's becoming now normal. So it's still going to come up. I think we do have a lot of people looking. I did an open house a couple weeks ago, and there was 2 from Stockton and then 1 from, I forgot where else, but mostly Stockton area. So they're coming from Stockton because everybody's going to Stockton. So they're coming a little bit further out. They're wanting a little bit more space. They're wanting the land.
Yeah.
So we're getting a little bit more from that area.
We were interested in, our youngest son still lives in the Bay Area. He's happy out there. He's got a good job, and so does his wife. But we were like, okay, interest rates are coming up. All right, as soon as the housing, because now we're familiar with the housing prices. As soon as the prices go down, we're going to try and see if we can have them take a look. But they really didn't, which is kind of weird, right? This area usually was, the first to kind of like, okay, stuff's happening.
Yeah.
Right down,
Yeah.
Didn't happen.
No.
It never really did.
No. I did talk to somebody who was looking at selling, and their idea of prices were still really high from that COVID spike, where they really want way more than it really is worth. So it's kind of getting sellers to understand, well, look, you can list up here, but you're probably going to be on the market a little bit longer than you want to. Yeah. So,
but it hasn't gone down a ton.
No,
it hasn't.
No.
We were really thinking it was going to drop. When my wife and I bought out here, we were like, look, this isn't the Bay Area. We're gonna buy our house for this, and are we good if in 10 years it's only worth that much more or the same?
Yeah.
Yeah. We love the home, so it is what it is. This is why we're not buying it for the investment part of it. That's not what it is. It has gone up, and they have stayed up, which is super, super weird.
Yeah.
So the market out here is still viable. How do people reach you if they're looking to get a home out here?
They can call or
how?
You ready for my number?
1-800 call me.
Yeah, 1-800 call me. No, my number is 209-996-6418.
Can they get a hold of you at the real estate office, 21?
Yes. I
21?
do have a phone number, but I just got it last week, and I haven't written it down yet.
All right.
But you can call or text me. It's the easiest way right now.
Perfect. All right. So that's how we roll. We're out here. Got Century 21 still in hustling, selling houses out here in Valley Springs. It's rural. It's small town. It's open. Feels good. Things are at a slower pace. If that is what you're looking for, give Carolyn a call. If that's not what you're looking for, don't call Carolyn.
Still call me. I can help you somewhere else.
She'll refer you to the fast-paced area again.
Yeah.
The Valley Springs feel, the whole rural life is something. It's something different. It's seeing goats and cows and emus and horses and coyotes running through the yard, and what else is there? Pelicans, geese, everything, turkeys all over the place. It's a whole different world, and we're hoping it stays like this for a long time. So to wrap up to wrap up our conversation today, what kind of a nugget can you leave the billions of fans that we have out there on in the Facebook and YouTube world?
Well, you gotta come out here and check it out if you're looking for everything you just said. Quiet, and I just love the slower pace of it out here, and community, family, and connecting with everybody. My son loves it out here. He was like, "No, I don't want to move again," because he's in wrestling. So he's like, "Let's not move." So we're stuck here, and
Good.
He loves it, and we love it, and it's just a great community.
That's good. That's good. My wife and I were both from the Bay Area. We're pretty much, I guess we would say we were city people, and it took a little bit, but I can't see myself anywhere else.
Yeah.
I really can't. It's a trip. Never truly felt that passionately about like, this is me than I do right now. So that's awesome. All right. So it's been an awesome conversation.
Yeah, thank you.
Got a chance to see what a Valley Springs hustler looks like. 7 jobs, man. If you're looking to come out here and check out Valley Springs, give Carolyn a call or Century 21 Realty a call and get the ball rolling.
Yeah.
Carolyn, thanks for coming
Thank
out. I'm Dave the Car Guy, signing out. Thanks for listening to Shop Talk Live. For more episodes, follow us on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram at Tools Garage. Remember, drive safe and stay tuned for more. Until next time, I'm Dave the Car Guy, signing out.